It's your open source advocate, and I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to talk about an app I've been working on called Get Healthy. Been wanting to work out for quite a while. We started working out back in the late winter, I guess I'd say. And at my age, I definitely wanted a way to track what I'm doing just better than I did when I was younger. When I was younger, I could just go work out all the time. It really didn't bother me that much. I didn't need so much recovery time, but as anyone gets older, recovery time goes up and you just need a little bit better way to do things. I checked out a few options that are out there, a few open source options. I just didn't find one that fit me and what I needed and what I was trying to accomplish. So I wanted to create something that I could use and started working on something, and I was just kind of manually coding it, and it was fine. It was kind of doing what I needed. But as AI became a part of my company and they wanted us to use AI more, I thought, okay, I'm going to try to see what this can do. And I sat down, I had to find out what I wanted to be able to track, and I just sat down and kind of did a brain dump of here's everything I want to do with this application. I fed that into an AI agent, said, here, give me back a plan with all of the epics and stories, and that's just the pieces that you want in order to build this thing. Ask me any questions, so it kind of asked questions to get clarifications. I answered those things, and it really came up with a pretty good plan. I took that, I fed that to an AI coding agent using OpenCode and using one of their free versions there, and it built something out very quickly, and then I've just refined it a little bit over time. Before I continue with the video, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who supports me. You can support me in several different ways, and you can support the channel and keep open source growing. First way is Patreon. Come over here and become a patron. It really helps out, and I'll tell you right now, to all my patrons that I have right now, thank you so much. It means the world to me. I don't think I could tell you how much it means. So truly, thank you. I really do appreciate that. You can do buy me a beer or buy me a coffee as a one-off over at PayPal as well. If you prefer to do it that way, I appreciate it. I love to see those notifications come through. If you're looking to get a little more out of what you're giving, I've written a book, and it's a science fiction book. It's an amazing book in my personal opinion. Of course, I wrote it, so I'm a little bit biased, but I've had a few people read it who said they really liked it. So you could also go over to Amazon and get that. I've got links in the show notes in the description, so you can get to that pretty easily if you want paperback, ebook, hardback. It's completely up to you. I'm really proud of this. It took me a long time to get it written, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. So I hope you'll enjoy it. And if you're not into books, then I've also got a merchandise store that I've been setting up, and I've been doing this for a little while and trying to get it ready, so I'm excited to be putting this out there. But I've got a hoodie. It is white. It's actually a pretty nice looking little hoodie, and it's got the awesome open source logo on it, or one of the logos I've created on it. I've also got a tumbler glass, so if you're a person who likes to have a little drink in the evening like I do, then that might be your speed. If you want to push back a pint, then I've also got a beer mug here. Frosted glass with some logos and some information on it. I've got a wine glass if you're a wine connoisseur. I've also got coffee mugs if you like coffee. And if you're just into the t-shirts, then I've got these amazing t-shirts that you can get. They do have stuff on the front and the back, so check them out. Again, it gives me a little bit, it gives you something out of the deal, so I truly appreciate that you're willing to get out there and do these things. Thank you again. Now let's get back to the video. I have gone through, and I am still going through, and I'm checking the code to see what all it's doing, to make sure I understand what's happening in the background, everything like that. And little by little, I'm having it add things to the system. So if you want to check it out, I'll have the link to the repository out there. It's a public repository. I run it on my ForgeJo system. But here's the app. So one thing I can say about it is it very quickly styled and made this app look really nice, just kind of out of the box. And I think this is probably the default look of a lot of apps that you get from AI. I didn't really tell it to use any specific libraries for this stuff, but it did a great job. It made the dashboard really nice. And as you fill out the dashboard, you fill things out on here and you start tracking your actions, it does fill out, and the dashboard fills up pretty nicely. So you can see I haven't really started working out yet. I've been busy working in the yard, but you can start off, so you've got your dashboard. You can jump into your measurements. So if you just want to start with your base measurements to say, like, what am I at today, and then over time track that, you can do that here. So you can start taking your measurements, and you can just click. You can say, like, here's my measurements, here's the date, and here's my weight, here's my body fat percentage if you can get that, here's my neck size in inches in this case. Now, you can do these things. There's some settings to change this from being inches to being metric stuff, so don't worry, there's a setting system down here. And you can just get a system overview very quickly, but you have users, you have OIDC, which I have not tested this one yet. I will, and I'll do some refinement if it's not working. SMTP does work. 100% have tested that, and it does work, and I use it already. You can see I've got 3 users, so I've got my wife and my daughter in here as well, because they are using it and helping me test it. So The OIDC is the only thing I haven't set up yet that I need to. But yeah, so in the profile, you can go down here and you can kind of choose like, what do I prefer, pounds or kilograms? You know, so we can just kind of go through and decide like, what do I want to use for the system, SI or imperial units, up to you guys, kind of what you want there. But me being a US citizen, I use pounds and inches. So back to measurements, again, if we click here, you can put in everything you want, and everything here is in inches, but you can kind of put measurements for everything and then save that. And then the next time you do it, you'll go through and put it in again, and the next time you do it. So every 3-4 weeks, go in and put in your measurements, and you can see as your measurements are progressing, you know, what's happening. Now, if your goal is to lose inches in certain places, that's great. If your goal is to gain inches in certain places, that's great. I've always told my wife and my daughter, you know, weight is not the best measure of health. It's a good starting point if you're already overweight and you need to lose some weight, and you know, your doctors will tell you that. Now, the body mass index I have always 1000% disagreed with, because I'm 6'2" and I weighed 195 pounds at one point, and I was pretty much like 12% body fat, and they would tell me that I was overweight, and that's not accurate. The body mass index is just not a good way of telling you that you're overweight. So I don't always go by that. I really look at how healthy am I, how healthy do I feel, how are my different check-ins with the doctor. But you know, size is also not a good measure, or size is probably the best measure. So if you want to have a thin waist and a large back and chest and large arms and, you know, large thighs, things like that, then this is the best way to measure and kind of keep track of what you want. And you can kind of come up with like, what's my ideal? What do I want? And you can aim for that. The photo journal. So again, this is just a way to take photos of yourself, upload them, and over time you can keep track of those photos. So if you say I want to add a photo, you can just select an existing photo, or you can, you know, create a new category. So you've got categories for the photos. You can say this is my thigh category, this is my chest category, just whatever you want. And then you can upload photos, and you can set a date, time, everything like that, and then save that photo. And over time, through those categories, you can again see your progress in a visual way, which I think is important whenever you're trying to work out. If you're trying to gain or lose, or just, you know, whatever you're trying to do, visual stimulation helps you continue with whatever you're after as far as a goal. And it can help remind you, like, why am I doing this? So that's why I put this here. So the next parts we get into are really the routines. So I'm going to start with templates and then jump back to routines. So here's templates, and I have a few templates that I just had it create automatically. So as your system kind of gets built, and when you install this thing, it'll try to put in the templates for you. They may not be there right off the bat, but they'll show up eventually. And you'll have a bunch of templates that you can start with. If you want to just start with kind of common base exercise level stuff, you can do that. So I did make this so that it's not just about weightlifting. It could be aerobic. It could be just flexibility. It could be about just relaxation. So it's different ways of getting healthy. That's why I call it Get Healthy. It's not just lift weights. But there are weightlifting exercises. So I created these two templates, the upper body and lower body, for my wife and my daughter. So we can kind of, once you've created the template, you can say use the template. So you create a template, and you can see here, it jumps me to routines. So I've got this routine for upper body, and I'm going to say start a workout. And really, it's not that hard. It just shows you, here's one of the workouts I've already done. And I can go back here to say continue, because maybe I didn't finish my workout. I'll just show my wife how to do this and how to get things filled in. But you can see here, I've got this thing, and it's incline press. And then I created one for lateral rows for your back, and then bicep curls, tricep extensions, shoulder press, and then shrugs for your trapezius. And then calf raises. I think you should do calf raises on every single day. You use your calves for everything, so you should always do that. Also your abs, your crunches, and your L lifts. You should do these 3 exercises on everything you do every day, because they're very important muscles in your body, and you should be working them all the time. These are your core muscles for your abdomen, and probably you should add some back stuff too for your lower back, just to help make sure your lower back is good and strong, but calf raises for sure. So I created this workout for them, and all they have to do is go through and add what they want. So if they did number of reps, so let's just say they did 10 reps, and she did 40 pounds, and she RPE. What is this? I don't remember what RPE is. What is RPE in a workout? I think it's the rest period in between. Rate of perceived exertion. Oh yeah, sorry, that's just a scale you do. I'm sorry. So I don't know why I don't remember this. I should, but it's something I didn't put in. It was something that was suggested by the AI, and I thought, well, that doesn't sound bad. But if you want to exert yourself and you want to make it really hard at the end of the workout, you should be kind of basically failing. You shouldn't be able to finish the entire thing, or if you're finishing, it should be like the last one you absolutely could do. There's no way you could do another one. So your RPE is just like, how hard was this on a scale of 1 to 10 or whatever you want. You just keep your scale the same. So I could say that was a 4 or a 5. And now I'm going to add a set. So for my next set, I'm just going to say how many reps did I do. I did 10 reps, I did 40 pounds, and this time it was more like a 7. And on the last one, I'm going to say, you know what, I couldn't quite finish all 10 reps. I did 8 reps, and it was 40 pounds, and it was definitely a 10. And then I'm done. I've added all my sets for this particular workout. Go to the next exercise, do the same things. Now, if you do a circuit, it doesn't matter. You can do all these things at once. So I'm just recording my workout as I go, and then I can add exercises if I want to. If I'm doing extra exercises, I'm not locked into just what's in the template. And then finally, when I'm done, I can say complete. So I complete the workout, and it marks it as complete. Now, if I accidentally hit complete, I can go back to continue. I can go back to the template. There's several things you can do here for actions. So this is routines. So if I have different routines, I can come here, just jump straight here. So if I haven't done the template, let's see, that one was upper body. So if we do lower body, I can go here. Now you see lower body gets added to my routines. So the routines that I want to do. And then I can go back to templates. And if I want to look for one where I say I'm going to do an evening stretch or Pilates basics, or if I want to say 5K training, I want to go train for a 5K, I can add it, and there it is. Now it's in my routines. So all I have to do is come back to my routines. I don't always have to go to the templates. I can go to my routines, I can start a workout, and this just lets me start that workout. And I try to make it really flexible so that you have templates, but if you don't want to follow a template, you can just start one and just put in your exercises. You don't have to do anything. So if I just go here to routines and I don't want to use a template, I can also just do create a routine. And right here, I can name my routine. And I can say, my extra workout. And then here's my different options that I have. So flexibility, and then, kind of a combination. If I want to do a combo workout, I could do that as well. So we can click on that. And I'm just going to hit that. And now you can see I've got my extra workout. I can start my workout and then click start. And it just lets me pick the exercise I want. And it asks me what type of exercise is this. And then when I add it, it's going to be down here where, again, I can fill out the details about that particular exercise. It's really meant to be flexible, pretty simple, fast to get started, and it should look pretty good on your phone. So let me just show you that real quick. I'll go here to the mobile device layout, and we'll just kind of move this down out of the way. And this is kind of what it would look like on a phone. We can pick a device, I think. Oh, that switches the phone. Yeah, so let's go. I have an iPhone. Let's do 17. I haven't looked at an iPhone 17. I don't have an iPhone 17, but here we go. So this is what it's going to look like. And this is just showing you like, hey, what's going on? And here's our workouts, right? So we're inside of our extra workout. We can go back to our routines. We can go to the 5K training. We can click on that. You can see down here, it's got the template, and it's an easy run. So we can just get started. We can do a tempo run, or we can do a long run. So if we just say go, we can put in our easy run here, and we can put in the distance. So how far did I go? Again, miles, kilometers, meters, whatever you want to measure in. How much time did it take and what were your beats per minute? So you can just check your pulse rate and get your kind of max pulse rate or whatever you want to take there. So I like that. And now, does this integrate with anything on the iPhone? Not yet. Maybe I'll do that. I had to see like what are the different integration types for these things. I want to make sure that I'm making it something that's pretty easy for you to import information and get information out of your devices. I think that'd be great because it does make it easier. So you can track it here and kind of keep everything local. But for sure, I do like that I can just kind of pick whatever workout I want. It does scale nicely for the phone, as you can see here. We can turn that back off so it's easier to see. And there you go. So we've started a run, and now when we're finished, we can, of course, end the run. So really, this is kind of where it lives once you're through these things. Now, I do have scheduling, so if you want to help remind yourself to go to do workouts, you can schedule your workouts. I do have reports that I also have created, and they do fill in once you get data in here, which is pretty nice. But you can see your progress. You You see how much calories, if you track your calories and how much calories you should be burning. You can see a time of day, so workouts by time of day. So you can see like, what am I doing during the different times of the day, and kind of how many workouts am I doing, and am I doing things at night, in the morning, whatever. And then finally frequency. So you can see I haven't been using it yet, so I don't have much frequency, but yeah, a few charts just to help you kind of understand what you're doing and where you can improve, things like that. You can also export your data. This was an important one for me. I wanted to be able to export the data and save it so you can download your data. And of course, you can go and actually just go to your profile settings and delete your data completely. So because I made this where you have multiple people who can use it, let's just say you wanted to allow all your friends to use it or something like that. And if you live in Europe where they've got rules about this stuff, I wanted people to be able to go in and delete their own data, so they can do that. Of course, you do have your profile information. You can put your profile picture, name, height. In this case, I'm 6'2", so 74 inches. Age, I am 52. I'm 194 pounds. I wish that was all muscle, but I'm not all muscle anymore. And then it's pounds, so I can choose pounds or kilograms, and then of course I can save those changes if I make any changes there. So as I go, I might want to adjust, but this is where I started, so that's what I put. If you want day theme, night theme, so this is dark theme. I'm going to very quickly switch to light theme, so prepare your eyes. 1, 2, 3, now. And there's the light theme. So those are light theme. If you don't like dark theme, there is a light theme, but here's the dark theme again because that's easier on your eyes, I think. Notifications, I have push notifications here as a placeholder. It is not set up yet. Don't expect it to work if you turn it on. And then exercise limits, because you should set some limits for yourself, understanding that you might be human and you have some limitations. You might want to start with some soft limits and then just have warnings in the systems like, hey, you're going beyond what you set your limits of, or hey, you set a lower limit, you didn't even hit that. So it's really there for that reason, and I'll kind of work through that. It's not all worked out yet, but it's there to set the limits at least. And then this is where you can do your data deletion if you want to delete your data from the system. And then I've already gone through the admin settings kind of page here. So OIDC, I tried to put everything in. I have not tested any of these. The one I'll be testing is going to be authentic right here. You could probably also do something through like generic OIDC, but it has Authelia, Authentic, and Keycloak. And then it has GitHub and Google. If you wanted to use somebody else, as long as you know how to kind of set their stuff up, you could probably do it or try it. But if you do get this and you do try these different OIDCs and they don't work, let me know. Send me error messages, things like that. I'll try to run it through and make sure everything gets fixed. Again, I'm still going through this to check all the code that's being made. I'm watching for bugs, trying to make sure it's not throwing weird stuff. And yeah, it's self-hosted. It does run in Docker. But again, I'll leave the link for it in ForgeJo here so you guys can get to it. I think getting it set up is pretty easy. You can see all the things that I've been wanting to get worked out here. So it's creating a checklist as I go. Yeah, I think it's a really simple, easy thing to run. It takes a few seconds to get it set up. I try to give you a lot of good information and directions on how things get set up. You can also set up your OIDC through the variables inside of your Docker env. And use that instead of setting it up in the UI. I just wanted to have it in the UI as well. So I do give you a lot of information here so you can get things set up. So yeah, there's a lot to read. You can see the project structure as it is today. API endpoint, so it does have an API, so you can actually go and hit the API endpoints if you want to. Profile, everything like that. So I probably do need to make a place for you to get your API keys so that you can do that. So I'll probably do that next just to make it easier to get to the API instead of you having to go scrape something out of the logs. But this is Get Healthy. So I've made GetMy in the past. I've kind of moved over to a different shopping list app. So for those of you who are using GetMy, I haven't updated it in a long time. I might update it soon though. But Get Healthy, this is a big one for me because I do want to stay healthy and keep my health up. I am trying to run this and keep up with CVEs so that I'm fixing CVEs as I go. If you do want to fork this and use it or do something, feel free. It's all open source. There is nothing here that you have to be worried about. And I tell the system for sure to use open source dependencies as well. That is Get Healthy. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it so they can come along on the open source journey with us, and I'll talk to you next time.